My name is Dasha and this is Natural Hair Daily. Today I wanted to go a little bit more in depth with you about tea tree oil. As a reminder, this is our dry, itchy scalp series, and so tea tree oil is really one of my favorite products that really helps to address that. We're going to go deeper into a couple of other things. Still, as you saw, tea tree oil for me is the GOAT. Not just for hair, but for other reasons as well, which I will go into. So, as we discussed, tea tree oil is it's antiseptic, it's antifungal, antibiotic, antimicrobial. It really helps to do things like get rid of fungus, bacteria, microorganisms that you might not want to be there. And so it's helpful in a lot of different scenarios. For example, because of its anti-inflammatory properties, someone the other day asked about psoriasis, for example. Psoriasis is basically kind of a more chronic case of dandruff, and there's not really a known cure for that either. There's not really a known cure for that either. It has been found, though, that tea tree oil does help to reduce that inflammation and some of that pain that can sometimes be associated with psoriasis as well. So even for some of the more chronic conditions, I still do recommend go to a dermatologist, and tea tree oil is really nice to help with that. I also like to use tea tree oil on my face because it helps with acne spots. Again, getting down in there, getting that bacteria out, pulling it out. And also, I know with itchy scalp, a lot of times you've been scratching and that causes small little cuts on your scalp. Small little incisions that you might not even really notice, but your scalp is really irritated. Tea tree oil will help with those wounds. It helps to heal wounds. An example, which is kind of random, but still, I got my belly button pierced when I was like 18, and it was cool, it was great, and I have sensitive skin, so it started to keloid, and so I put tea tree oil on it like every day, and that's the only reason that I do not have a huge keloid on my belly button. So, you're probably not going to get a keloid on your scalp, and still, it will help to heal those cuts quicker on your scalp, because we don't want them there. We want a nice, healthy, clean scalp. We talked about a couple of recipes, a couple of things that you can do to really help to apply that tea tree oil to your scalp. One of them was add them to your shampoo. I wanted to come back to y'all with a little more detail around, okay, exactly how much shampoo and how much tea tree oil. And you want to use about 2 tablespoons of whatever shampoo that you're using. 2 tablespoons of whatever shampoo that you're using, and about 4 drops of tea tree oil in that amount. Now again, in that shampoo, if I were you, I would dilute it with a little bit of water, because shampoos, depending on the kind that you have, tend to be very strong. So feel free, add a little bit of water in there, shake it up, and shampoo your hair that way. And then another thing in terms of applying it with the coconut oil, you want to use about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and 10 to 15 drops of tea tree oil if you're really going ham with the oil. Again, with an oil, make sure that you are applying it to your scalp. If you're going to leave it in, applying it to your scalp as if it is oil that you're applying to your face. So in other words, that means do not apply it so heavily, because we want to make sure that our scalp is clean and clear and free of all the gunk and ickiness. Something else that you can do with tea tree oil, again, say if your scalp is sensitive to coconut oil, you can use jojoba oil, and you can use the same mix, 2 tablespoons of jojoba oil to like 10 to 15 drops of tea tree oil. And another thing that you can use is aloe vera juice. So you can take some aloe vera juice or even some water if you don't have any aloe vera juice lying around and your scalp is really irritated, or maybe it's in braids or something and you're not shampooing at the moment. Maybe you just have an itchy scalp. You can take some aloe vera juice or some water in a spray bottle or in a like color applicator bottle and apply it directly to your scalp so that it'll get that immediate relief. You don't have to necessarily go to the store. I actually saw one today when I was at the grocery store, like a scalp spray that had a bunch of different chemicals in it. So I really wanted to highlight and go further into tea tree oil today, into some recipes. And hi y'all, there's people popping up. Okay, since I have a couple of people on here, because yesterday I did the live really late, I wanted to ask, does anybody have any questions? Oh, actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and say I'll talk to the rest of y'all later. This has been today's episode of Natural Hair Daily. Tomorrow, I don't even remember what topic is. Oh, we're going to go deeper into household products. So we're going to talk about apple cider vinegar and how that helps with the dry, itchy scalp. A little bit deeper into coconut oil, as well as some other things that you could find just generally around your house. So for my people who are not on Facebook Live, thank y'all so much for joining in, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye. Now, for my Facebook Livers, that's you guys, because y'all are the only people who get to experience the Q&A. Go ahead and type in your questions, and I would love to answer them. Granny's like, I just got here. Hey, girl. These are quick. These are daily. I just do a little sprinkle in there. Does anyone have any questions? Places that you can get tea tree oil: Amazon, The Goat, and Walmart usually has tea tree oil. Believe it or not, you can find tea tree oil at Walmart. That's where I got mine from, actually. Hi. I'm getting lots of greetings. I'm going to wait about 10 more seconds and see if anyone has any questions. And then I'm about to check the juices. Any advice on split ends, heat damage? Definitely. I probably need to do a whole series on that. The best advice that I could give you is, if you can avoid it, don't use heat. That's what I do. And if you do use heat, there are different things that you can use to help minimize the damage in terms of products, such as grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is very heat resistant, and so it will help protect your hair. And you want to make sure that your hair is properly moisturized before you are going in with some heat. So I would just say any heat that you use, minimize it. If you can, don't use it at all. And when I say minimize, like, if you could get it to once a year, once a month is still a lot. So that, I wouldn't necessarily call that minimize. But also it depends on your hair goals and if you're trying to grow your hair or not. My goal was to have the healthiest hair that I could and to grow it as long as I could, because I used to have a belief that my hair would never get longer than here. So I just want to see how long it can get. And yeah, it got a lot longer than here. And part of that is because I didn't use heat. I used heat one time and it jacked my hair up, and I was like 2 or 3 years into my natural hair journey, and I have since had to cut all that hair off. I would already be to my booty length goals if I did not use heat. So, yes. You said I won't be. I didn't see her question.
What about split?
In terms of split ends, I'll scroll back up and see what question. In terms of split ends, heat is definitely causes split ends. You want to minimize the amount of manipulation that you are doing to your hair, the amount of stuff that you do to your hair. Even things that are gentle, even just normal combing, normal washing, all of that, it adds a itty bitty bit of damage to your hair. So the more you can minimize that, then the less damage you will have and the fewer split ends you will have. Especially if you keep those ends tucked away, because your hair rubbing on your clothes makes them dry and makes them tangled and makes them split. Your hair getting caught on a wooden chair or something else and rubbing up against something else makes your hair dry, makes your ends tangle, and makes them split. So the goal for our ends is to keep them moisturized and tucked away most of the time, and to not manipulate them so much. Granny, the only question I see that you asked is, can you do my hair, please? And the answer is yes, when I get there. And I love you too. I sent 2 and Granny sent 1. I won't be ignored. Bootylicious. Taylor, I've been trying to be in the gym like you. I know that's right, girl. How often you great advice. Never thought about it rubbing on my clothes. Yeah. Unless you have some satin clothes, like a satin pillowcase, then that's great for you to have your hair on that. Okay, well, finally. Okay, cool. I love y'all. Y'all are great. Okay. I am going to peace out now. I just got home not too long ago. I was at the gym working out, and then I had to go to the grocery store, and now I'm here, and Layla is bothering me because she has gotten no attention from me, really, since I got home. She said, that's what I need. Go on a walk, Granny. Go outside. She said, no. Yes, I'm about to go. You can catch me tomorrow. Here. I believe I'm going to be on here at 8 o'clock tomorrow. And we're going to go through some other dry scalp remedies. So, I love y'all. Bye. If you have any suggestions for content, I definitely will be talking about those split ends and what was it? Heat damage. This is why I write things down. So I'll write that on a list, and if anyone else has any suggestions, let me know, and I will work it on out. Okay. This is a UNC pen, Taylor. Okay, I'm clearly delirious. Bye.